Welcome to The Terrible Take, a daily segment telling Steelers Nation what's on our mind. I'm Melanie Friedlander. After their loss to the Bengals last night, the Steelers will now head to the wildcard round on a 4-game losing streak. To say that's not an ideal situation is a massive understatement. More importantly, it's a tremendous missed opportunity. A chance to get a little momentum for the postseason. Secure the number 5 seed in a trip to Houston, which is probably a better matchup than a second trip to Baltimore to play the Ravens, who have been red hot and dominated their recent opponents. A chance to create some optimism and good vibes in the locker room. And avoid the need to assign blame and respond to all the related expected questions that will come from the media. Instead, the question of whether the Steelers will be the number 5 or the number 6 seed now depends on the outcome of the Chargers-Raiders game, and we know how that will likely turn out. The Steelers' performance was bad, but they still should have won. The defense kept their promise of this past week and avoided the disastrous miscommunications that resulted in giving up big chunk plays and touchdowns against the Eagles, Ravens, and Chiefs in the past 3 games. They forced turnovers. They held the opponent to less than 20 points. And yet, of the 4 losses to close out the regular season, this one still feels the worst. Mike Tomlin is famous for saying, if you can't get a yard when you need one, you don't deserve to win the game. And he said it again tonight in his post-game presser, explaining his decision to go for it on 4th down in the Steelers' territory. The offense failed to convert on a 3rd and 1 and again on a 4th and 1. That was bad. George Pickens had 1 reception for 0 yards on 6 targets. That was bad. Cordarrelle Patterson was on the field instead of Jaylen Warren for a toss play. That's not just bad, it's ridiculous. Despite all of that, the Steelers still had a chance to win the game in the end. The defense forced a 3 and out, and the Bengals punted. The Steelers' offense got the ball back with 1:51 on the clock and 1 timeout, starting from their own 24-yard line down 19-17. All they needed to do was get into range for Chris Boswell to kick the game-winning field goal. And they failed. That's not bad. That's unforgivable. It's the reason the Steelers didn't deserve to win this game. And it's not a good sign for a team trying for the first time in years to avoid being one and done in the playoffs. Be sure to follow us on SteelersDepot.com and check out episodes of The Terrible Take every day at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And check out The Terrible Podcast with Dave Bryan and Alex Kozora every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.